What's up, guys? James here, back with another story that I started yesterday and ended today. This is called The Wrath of Poseidon. One night, a ship called the Atlantis was heading toward an unidentified island that had somehow popped up, when suddenly the sky turned inky black and the ship started to rock back and forth, and the sea went crazy. Then Captain Lenny came out onto the deck to see what had happened, when all of a sudden a spirit arose from the water. It was the Greek god Poseidon. "You have trespassed on my property," Poseidon shouted, "and now you will suffer for what you have done." The captain, as brave as she was, shouted back, "And what will my crew and I be punished with?" "You will be punished with an incurable plague that will kill off all of your crew one by one until you are the only one left," he responded. "After that you will get the plague yourself, die, and then be resurrected and die again until you have proven yourself honorable." "Honorable of what? Living inside your kingdom? No thanks," she responded dryly. "No, honorable enough of being my queen," he responded. When Poseidon saw the shock on her face, he could tell that she was unprepared for him saying that, and so pressed more into the thought. "What, you didn't think it strange that your parents named you Marino Rose Lunny? They were once living in my kingdom until I granted them the ability to live on land and took away their fins and tails." "Lies, all lies," Captain Lenny responded. "No, this is all very much the truth," he responded, and with that the spirit vanished into a spray of mist, and the sky and the sea calmed. ZX Redstone XZ here, and the rest of the story will be written as Captain Lenny's ship log. Day 3. Mr. John Wesley died from the plague today. I am still shocked from the events from yesterday, and when Poseidon himself told me that I was to be his betrothed, I am unsure of what the truth is. I doubt that this story that Poseidon told me is true, but then again he was right when he asked me if I ever thought it was strange that my parents named me Marino Rose Lenny. Other than that, though, we should be arriving at the island in 2 days. Or, my bad, 4 days. Can't read. Day 4. Mr. Andrew Diggle died from the plague today. I am starting to think of an alternative plan so that my crew won't have to die and so that they can return home to their families safely. The plan so far is to tell the next in command person what has happened and how, if I don't go overboard, the whole crew will die. Day 5. My third in command, Mr. Jack Zim, died from the plague today. I found out a way around the plague. When I was young, my parents told me of this incurable sea plague that really wasn't incurable. She told me that the only way to cure it was to get a sample of the water around the ship and put a couple drops of it in our drinking water, and that it would make us immune to this plague. Day 6. The water trick worked. Nobody died today. Sure, nobody is happy with me for putting salt water in their wine, and we can go on without me having to jump overboard. I also now can see the island we are looking for off in the distance. I am hoping that it is within a couple of days' trip, since our boat ran out of coal to fuel the motor with. We are also having to do real work without the engines. Day 7. A terrible storm has hit us. It might be Poseidon's work, since it only seems to be affecting our ship and not any of the other ships within a 20-mile radius. I will attempt to summon him after I finish lunch in 10 minutes. I am now attempting to summon Poseidon. ZX Redstone here. What happens when she summons him is violent and crazy. Viewer discretion is advised, and I will be writing what happens to her and the crew of the Atlantis normally instead of in Captain's log. "Poseidon, I summon thee to show yourself," Captain Lenny shouted. Have you decided your solution, you treacherous, ignorant, rude mortal?" Poseidon shouted. "Hey, don't talk to me like that," the captain shouted. "I will talk to you however I want," Poseidon shouted back. "If you don't respond to the question one day, I will make slaves of your crew, and I will make your life a living hell." And with that he returned to the mist and sank into the ocean. The next day, Captain Lenny made her choice and told the crew what happened, even though they had heard what had happened due to Poseidon yelling everything he said. Though the crew tried to make her stay, she said her farewells and said how she will miss this crew, and gave a brave speech. After that, she grabbed the nearest lifeboat and got in it, and dropped it into the ocean, never to be heard from by another human again. 6 years later. Captain Lenny had 3 mermaids and 2 mermen kids, and was quite happy with her choice to get married to Poseidon. Apart from being wealthy and having kids of her own, she found out that Poseidon was actually a good, love-filled guy who ruled his subjects with kindness.